The dental elite. A few weeks ago, after having come out of a dentist, I recorded a podcast. It's over on Subscribestar. It's free to listen to. You'll have to scroll down a bit to find it, but it will be there. And the link for it is in the description of this video. Yeah, anyway, in that recording, I described my experience at the dentist and how, I was lying back in the dentist's chair and I was listening to the two dentists, more or less reading from a script, trying to induce an incredible amount of fear in order to, in the end, provide me with a very expensive estimate. They wanted 700 euros. All I wanted was to get a filling. They wanted 700 euros. They told me they'd have to do more root canal treatment on one side and root canal treatment on another side that is not causing me any pain whatsoever. And so, for the last few months I've been in a degree of pain. My head has been tilted when I've been drinking water and eating. And so a few weeks ago I finally went to a dentist, and it was recommended by some people I know. And just listen to the recording and you'll get the lowdown. But now I'm going to wait till after Christmas. So I will endure a few more weeks of pain, and I'll then see if I can get some appointments and maybe get a better price from some other dentist. Anyway, why am I talking about dentists? Only yesterday, I was speaking to a guy I knew, and after bumping into him, I said, "Oh, how are things?" And he shook his head, and he looked very grave. And I said, "So," and he said, "No, not so, bad." And I said, "Why bad?" I said, "Is it work? This time of year, work gets crazy." And he said, "There is that." But he said, no, the main issue is my tooth. He said, "The dentist." And he said, "I went to a dentist yesterday, and he said it cost me 450 euros. And I told him then, I said, "Well, I went for a quote a few weeks ago, and they wanted 700 euros. And he said, "It's terrible. And he said, "I'll have to go to another dentist next week," he said, "and that'll probably cost more money." And I've spoken before in old videos about my terrible experiences with dentists, where you get some crappy dentist who he's just papering over the cracks, and a year later you're back to square one. You've got the same problem, and you've just spent over $1,000, and then you're going looking for another dentist. But I wanted to say as well, like someone I've been in touch with, a subscriber, has told me that she's also trying to sort out a dentist, and she's not in a good way either. So there are a lot of people in my circle at the moment who are going around in pain and discomfort, and they're struggling because it's coming up to Christmas, and they're being burdened with these extortionate dental bills. That is, if they decide to get treatment. And I've been thinking about this for a while. Why is there this dental elitism? Why are dentists separate from the rest of the medical profession? Because, if you have a headache, you might go to a hospital, you might get an MRI or whatever. If you have a problem with your lungs, you'll probably go to the hospital. If you have a problem with your leg, you'll probably go to the hospital, whatever. Any problems with your bones. But for some reason, when it comes to your teeth, you have to go to a separate genius who is completely separate. And who, charges you an arm and a leg for some Mickey Mouse procedure. Now, I'm running it down a bit, Mickey Mouse. I know it can be, obviously it's not an easy job, looking into people's mouths all day, and you need some, you need to be skilled at what you do. That is, if you're a decent dentist, which seem to be as rare as hen's teeth, dare I say. But why on earth, do governments allow this kind of cowboy trade to go on? Like, surely having dentists who are incredibly expensive, having so many cowboy dentists out there who don't really do anything. They tell you to fix the problem, but they haven't. They've actually made it worse in some cases. Why on earth would governments allow this? Because when you think about it, that guy I met yesterday, if governments want a productive worker, they're not going to get them when you have the current dentist regime. You're not going to have it. So you're going to have that guy who's going around, he's in foul humor, and the people he meets, he's going to make them also be in foul humor. So he's going to spread his anger, his negativity, his frustration among the populace. He's not going to work. He's not going to do much work. He's going to feel down. And you have lots of people like this because they're going around in pain, in physical pain. They can't do much. And in many cases, they can't really afford to get the treatment. It's denied to them. It's kind of out of their league. So many people in society are going around in horrendous pain because dentists are an elite group who can, it's like they've blank checkbooks. You could go into a dentist and the dentist could just say to you, yeah, it's going to cost $2,000 to get that sorted. You could go into another dentist and he'll say it's going to cost you €450 to get that same thing sorted. Like, no one seems to know. But yeah, it's very bad for society when you've got so many people going around in pain. We're not. One of the, a lot of people say, I've seen this a lot. They say, "Oh, I'd love to live back in the, I don't know, medieval times, or I'd love to live back in the time of the Roman Empire." And they'll say, however, the only thing I wouldn't like about it would be the lack of modern dentistry. Well, we have modern dentistry. We have it. But many of us can't access it because we can't afford it. And therefore we're going around in the same way people in the old times went around, except people in the old times probably consumed 97% less sugar in their diet. People back then had better teeth. So yeah. Anyway, I know people, like I myself put my hand up, like I do eat sweet things, not all the time, but I would say often enough. I try to take care of my teeth. I brush my teeth. I use mouthwash now and then. I floss my teeth. But eventually things are going to go awry. You're going to need a filling. You might have a problem with your gums, whatever. But it's just horrendous that we live in. We're told about all the great things that are happening, all the great technology, and yet so many of us are going around in the pangs of hell because of corruption. This is what politicians should be doing in parliaments. They should be standing up saying, we're going to put an end to the dental mafia. We're going to put an end to their nefarious extortion rackets. We're going to bring them to heel. We're going to make sure that no one is going around in pain, unnecessary pain, because that pain can be ended. That pain can be fixed. They can go to a dentist approved by the government, who will do what is expected of him or her, and that's that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Should dentists be brought to heel? Are they a select group, who make 10 to 20 times the salary of your average worker. Is that fair? Until soon.